Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here for a slightly messy one today, hence I've got all of my different like distress stains and inks and, you know, various different things. I'm also here with my box of ribbons because I know that I sort of said that I would try and come up with some other things to do with ribbons. So I thought one of the things that we could do is make some little kind of banner things, and let me just pull one in that I had done previously to the video. Okay, well, I can pull in a couple that I had done, obviously, previously to the video, just to show you some of those. So, if I just put those out of the way, and then what I thought we could do is take some ribbons that, you know, we generally aren't perhaps likely to use in their current form. So, for instance, this one. I mean, this is such a pretty ribbon, and it is a shame, but to be honest, this just isn't going to kind of work really, I think, in the vintage style journals that we make. So the first thing that I want to do is obviously colour this to obviously get rid of the pattern and, you know, change its appearance. So you can do this obviously a number of different ways. I've got a whole bunch of different things here that I'm going to kind of try out. So it's a bit of a trial and error type situation. What really works really well is these Dylusions ink sprays. Now, I don't have very many of these. I've only got 3. I did have a pink one, but I don't seem to have that anymore. It probably is laying around somewhere, but I can't find it. So I only ever had 4. So I've got the lovely colour blue, I've got a sort of turquoise colour and brown. They do seem very good for dyeing any fabric or paper or anything else, to be honest. I've also got my distress stains. Again, I don't have a ton of these in these little, you know, distress stain bottle-y things. And obviously I've got lots of distress ink pads, so we can kind of, you know, just play around and see what's going to work best. I've also got a couple of little like cellophane packets so that if we want to mix things in here we can. Again, I should have come with my plastic gloves. I haven't, so I'm going to end up very covered in stain and things by the end of this video, but hey ho, doesn't matter to me. So let's get the first one going. So let's just take this broken china, and we will just, oops, oh look, I've had this for years, but as you can see, not really well used. And all I'm going to do is just see how this covers the pattern on that ribbon. So you can probably see I've still got a lot of the pattern kind of showing through. So, I mean, you might have to kind of play around with your ribbons. Some will cover really well straight away, because obviously I've done a few of these already, and you know, I just found that there was no rhyme or reason. Some just covered really brilliantly and some took a little bit more effort and, you know, playing around really. As I say, the only thing that I found worked instantly well really on all of the ribbons was the Dylusions ink spray. Again, I mean, this isn't really kind of my area of expertise. Not that I necessarily have an area of expertise, but, you know, this isn't something that I do generally very often. So to be honest, you know, you guys probably have a much better idea of what might work and what won't. So I'm sure that, you know, lots of people will have fantastic ideas in the comments of how to dye your ribbons. So what I might do is just go over this with this lovely blueprint sketch. I love this colour. Just see whether that darkens it up a little bit more, or, you know, covers up the pattern a little bit more. So like that. And I'm applying direct to the ribbon. I could obviously put it onto my mat here and kind of dip the ribbon in. The problem is, obviously, that's going to be, you know, spritz it with water. That's going to be a bit more diluted. And because this ribbon has already got this pattern, which is quite resistant and not really wanting to go, I just feel that applying direct onto the ribbon is probably going to, you know, hopefully get rid of that pattern a little bit better than it would if I were, you know, diluting it and mucking about like that. So that's that ribbon. Oh, look at the other side. That looks very cool, doesn't it? So I'm just going to put that to one side to dry. And what I'll do, I put all of the ribbons as I do them to one side to dry, and then I will, you know, heat dry them so that then we can just get moving. Okay, so here I've got some more of the Grow Game ribbon. Now this one hopefully is going to be much easier to cover up. You can probably see it's just got a very faint little pattern there, and I've got a little plastic bag here which I've already spritzed the some of the dilution spray ink in. So I was trying to avoid getting my hands so messy early on in the video, but as you can probably see, they've already got messy. No sooner did I take the lid off of the dilutions than I've already got inky and, you know, covered in the spray. So you can just obviously, you know, smoosh that around. Might have to just put a little bit more in. And I did a mixture of the blue and the green. So, oh, look at that colour blue, isn't that vivid and gorgeous? Might have to, yeah, might just have to do that like that. Okay, so I'm just kind of smooshing that around. I mean, actually, these are so fantastic for this type of thing that I might have to actually buy some more of these in some different colours, because they are really, 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 really cool to use. Okay. So, and actually, you can probably see, but I've got obviously the, you know, the reverse side and the other side. And they're both equally lovely, aren't they? So I'm just going to put that to one side. Oops. Yep, again, should have really had gloves for this, but never mind. Right, let's just try and wipe. Oh, no. Oh, well, I will clean myself up after the video. It probably will be on there for a few days, but never mind. Right, so let me just wipe this up. Obviously, when I did this previously, I just sprayed the spray direct to my mat and kind of, you know, smoosh the ribbons around in there, but I thought I would try and actually be a bit better in the absence of gloves, but no, clearly that's not really panned out. Okay, so I've got some more of this because I actually had a ton of this ribbon. So again, I'm just going to colour this, and I might colour this one sort of in a brown. So let me just move this packet to one side. I mean, I don't know how successful this whole packet thing is, really. I don't think I'm particularly saving myself any mess at all, judging by my hands. But, you know, even if I can save myself a little, then hopefully that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just putting all the ribbon in there. Now, I don't think my spritzer is working anymore on the brown, so I might have to actually just pour this in. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have much left, so that's definitely not helping. And as I say, I've had these for years and years and years. Could probably just unclog it with a pin, but I'm just going to pour some in here. Okay, so in it goes, and we just then again smoosh that ribbon all around in the bag, in the packet. I mean, again, doesn't it just look so pretty, actually, with kind of touches of the blue and the brown? You know, it really looks great, I think. So, just try and get that moved around so that I can get that blue section into the brown. Okay, right, is that covered? Yeah, I think it's all covered there. Okay, so I can obviously take that one out, and I will just put that to one side until I dry them all in a minute. Okay, actually I'm going to put it on a different piece of book page, otherwise I'm going to end up with it mixed in with the colours. So I'll just put the lid back on here. Okay, and I've got one more length of that blue Grow Game, so let's just do that with a distress ink. So again, I've got this gorgeous Distress Oxide in this lovely cracked pistachio colour. So we could just go down and see how that looks. I mean, again, it's probably not really looking very vintage at the moment. So we might be able to kind of mix that perhaps with some vintage photo or something like that. Where's my other ink? There we go. And let's just now pop some vintage photo on and just see how that looks. It might just go a horrible colour. Oh no, it's working okay. So it's just toning it down and, you know, making it look a bit more vintage, I suppose. So, well, perhaps I'll do a couple of different colours on this one. So I might just cut this one down and do a few different colours out of this. So put that to one side. Let's try the green mixed with the blue, shall we? Okie dokie. As I say, I mean, I'm being very generous with the ink because obviously, you know, I have quite a bit of colour to, or, you know, pattern to cover up. Although this isn't anywhere near as bad as that other one, but, you know, with the diamonds, or the Argyle, I think it's called, that pattern, isn't it? So let's just see. Okay. Not sure how I like that, to be honest. Perhaps I'll go over that with the vintage photo as well. That's quite nice, isn't it? Okay, and actually I've got some candied apple, so let's just use that. No, not that one. Let me see. Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to find it. Might be, no. Let's just have a look. I know I've said this quite a few times recently, but I have recently bought a few new ink pads because I didn't have kind of loads of them or anything. So I've been playing around and having a lot of fun with the new inks. So, and actually I've got a couple here that I've not even opened. So yeah, they're really kind of making it very fun to play around with things. So I'm going to trim that down, put that to one side. Okay, let's get rid of these off the desk because obviously I'm now running out of space a little bit. Okay, put those out of the way. So this is the gorgeous candied apple, which isn't that just such a lovely colour. And again, I have a sort of, well, I'd actually use it for pink, but that's fine. It's better than using the blue, isn't it? So there we go. Just going to wipe the blue-green off of my mat. And let's just go down this and see what the red would look like. It's not looking as strong as I thought it might actually, but it is a nice colour, no doubt about that. I mean, it's a bit more pink on the blue than I expected. Obviously, when I've done it on paper, it's, you know, it's very vivid and lovely colour red, but I think it's just on this ribbon, it's looking a bit more pink coloured. Do we want to tone that down with a bit of vintage photo as well? I suspect this might just go quite browny, but there we go. Well, that's a nice colour, isn't it? I don't know what colour I would describe that as quite, but it's a nice colour. Okay, it's got a tiny sort of salmon pink effect to it. I don't know why that would be. Right, clear this up and then let's undo. So I've got this one here, which is seedless preserves. Let's have a look at this. I have not played with this one at all. Obviously you can see it's not even been opened yet. So let's have a look and see what this one looks like. I might have run out of ink pads now, so hold on. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I've got any fresh ink pads now. Oh, that's a nuisance, isn't it? Okay, let me just go and grab an ink pad. Okay, so I've grabbed another ink pad and we'll just try this one. As I say, never opened this before, so I don't know what this is going to look like. Let's give it a try. Oh my goodness, what a gorgeous colour. Oh, I love this colour so much. Oh, this is coming out very, very beautiful on here. So yeah, it's really nice colour. Okay. Go right to the end, because I might even get two out of this, to be honest. Okay. Right, Love that colour. Absolutely gorgeous. So I won't even bother opening this one, or else I'll be here all day just colouring ribbons, which I'm sure is not probably very exciting to watch. So I'm just going to dry my ribbons off, and then we'll have a bit of fun making some of those little doobies. I don't know really what I would call them, but yeah, I'll be back in 2 moments. Okay, so I'm back with my ribbons now, and as you can see, I mean, the brown has actually turned out a lot more grey than I'd anticipated. Obviously, it normally comes out quite brown, but I mean, I guess it just depends what colour is underneath, you know, i.e. the ribbon that you've done. This one, unfortunately, it's kind of not really covered up brilliantly. So I'm not thrilled with the appearance of that one, which is a bit of a shame. But, you know, that's fine. We can still kind of work with it. So let me just move these bits all out of the way. And get rid of my little cellophane bags. I should probably throw them in the bin before I get, you know, ink anywhere else. So we've got this one. Now, as you can see, I mean, unfortunately, where it's obviously just touched against some of these other ribbons, it's already picked up some of the colour. I mean, honestly, the only thing with those dilutions, you know, they really do get everywhere. So you just need to kind of be aware of that and just be a little bit careful. But, you know, it's fine. And then all we do to make our little, you know, piece is basically curl the ribbon round. So like that. And completely up to you how big or small you want your little ribbon thing. So I'm just going to kind of hold it there, and then I thought it's really fun to use either some little chipboard pieces. So I've got kind of a selection of pieces here that are sort of ready to go. So I mean, like that, doesn't that just look gorgeous on there? So I'm just going to glue that down, and I'm just going to use my hot glue. It's just nice and quick, and you know, that's what it's all about after all, isn't it? Just doing things that are nice and quick. And then what you can do is obviously cut your ribbon ends so they're, you know, vaguely kind of on the same level. And then obviously you can just, you know, attach your little thingy-majiggly chipboard tile there. So what I might do is just ink this up slightly. Again, just with my vintage photo. So let me just change my ink pad. Just going to pull that book page in to just dab off because it's got some red on there, so I just don't really want the red. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up. Now this little chipboard tile, this has been glossy accented, so it's just perfect for this. Might just ink up my ribbon a little bit. And then I might just go in here and sort of get that middle bit, because that's just showing through slightly, so like that. I mean, you could have it that way round, I guess. I'm going to go for the plainer side though. Then you just glue that on. So just glue that down like that. So cute, aren't they? So that's that one. Let's do another couple. Let's take one of these that turned out quite grey. Now again, obviously you can see it's picked up some of the blue there. I'm going to cut that off so I don't have the blue there. So I'm just going to glue it down with the hot glue. Oops. Like that. And then just cut my little ends off like that. And then again, just take a little chipboard. So what one have I got here? I've got, or maybe not that one, it's quite huge on there. I have got this one, might be, oh, that's quite smart, isn't it? Looks kind of, yeah, quite kind of sophisticated looking, I think. So again, I'm just going to ink this up a little bit. And again, just kind of get into that section there. Okay. Oops. And then just pop my chipboard down. Like cute are those? I mean, they're just so adorable, aren't they? Let's do another one. So let's take one of these purple ones, because I just love this colour so much. It's just so pretty, isn't it? I mean, I'm not really a purple person actually, but this colour is just beautiful. I thought I might be able to get 2 out of here, but yeah, they would be quite tiny. So I'm probably better off being a bit less stingy and not trying to do that. I mean, I can obviously always keep the other bit for, you know, little tab on a tag or something. So again, just then cut my ends. Like that. I'm just going to, again, just ink this up a little bit. And again, just in that inside bit. Only because otherwise that looked quite bright. You know, where you could just see through it. It just had a bit of a bright sort of effect going on, which just looked a bit sort of out of place, really. Okay, whoops. Oh my gosh. Got my hot glue threads now all over everywhere. So let's pull these back in. Oh, this might look good. Look at that. That just looks gorgeous on there, doesn't it? So let's pull that down. Okay, so that's that one. Really super cute, isn't it? So I'm just going to put this piece of ribbon out the way. Let's do one with this pretty turquoise. So again, just going to kind of glue that down like that. Okay. Oops, I don't know what that was, just fell down. As you know, I don't have that huge mess under my desk anymore, so it shouldn't have had things falling down. Oh, it was my expanding file. It had my lovely stamps from Laura and things on there. You know, stamped items, and my envelope punch board. It's just slid off. Okay, obviously the expanding file kind of expanded. So for this one, what I might do is do like a wax seal on it. So again, I might actually kind of mix my colours a little bit, I think. Just okay. So which colours do I want to mix? That's the question. Do we want to mix these two? I don't know as I like this with it, actually. So what about the gold in this? Yeah, maybe we'll do the gold. So just then melt my wax. They're really fun to make, to be honest. I mean, I could just spend kind of a couple of hours making some of these. They're a little bit addictive. The amount of things that I say that about, I know, you know, it's kind of ridiculous, but I think that's the thing with crafting. So many things are enjoyable, and you know, they're all a little bit addictive, aren't they? Once you get making things, you know, they're all so fun. Okay. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of gold in there as well, I think. I mean, this gold is really bright. This is the one that just came with my little wax seal set. So just toning it down by mixing it with the other colour, I find just a little bit better, because otherwise it is, you know, a little bit too bright, I think. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I think the combination of the two is just, you know, just right, just nice. Okay. Okie dokie. So then I'll just blow my candle out in case I have an accident here whilst I'm doing my video. So all I do then is obviously just pop my wax down straight on top of the ribbon and then just stamp my seal in there. Okay, there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, seriously, how more vintage could it be? It's just like the, you know, the ribbons with the wax seal letter things that, you know, used to have kind of, well, not that any of us would have had them, obviously. It was way before any of our times, but, you know the things I mean. So I've got this little red one here. Again, it's picked up some of that blue from the, you know, where it touched the blue. So I'm going to just try and, I think, cover that up. Have it kind of on the bit where it's sticking down. Do I want to do that? Well, guess it doesn't really matter, but yeah, let's go for that. I say it doesn't really matter, and then still fiddling around with it. So again, just glue that down. Like that. And I mean, you know, I'm sure there's loads of other possibilities that you could do with these. I'm not saying that this is, you know, the extent of what you could do. I'm sure you could use all sorts of other things. You know, these were just some of my first thoughts, were obviously those chipboard tiles and obviously that wax seal, which, you know, just I thought works perfectly on here. And actually, talking of that, I'm just going to ink this up because I think I forgot to ink that a bit. So there we go, just inking that a little bit. So let's do another wax seal on this one as well. Just relight my candle. I could have left it going, but I just thought probably best not to whilst I'm doing the video. Didn't want to have an accident of any kind. Right, let's mix in, I think, some of the red type colour. Okay. Yeah, they're quite relaxing to make actually, and quite fun. Okie dokie. I also made one or two with buttons, so we'll do one with a button in a minute. And then I'm just going to bring in a couple of tags and, you know, just show you sort of how they'd look on a tag. Because they make such a fantastic tab for a tag. So yeah, I will do that in a moment and show you how they look. This one's taken a long time to melt. It's a bit of a sort of chunky one, so. Okay. Right. Let's go for that. Okay. So again, just kind of leave it for a couple of seconds and then, oops, probably could have done with leaving it for a while longer, but never mind. There we go, oops. Isn't that so gorgeous? I mean, that's probably a bit more traditional being that colour, you know, than the blue one, but they're just so nice, aren't they? So let's do one more now using buttons, you know, a button to kind of finish it off. So perhaps we'll do one with this and, you know, see how it looks and see whether it's kind of disguised from the pattern on there. What I might do before I do this is actually stamp it with my black stays on with some script, because that might just cover up some of that pattern as well. So let's just go along there like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look too bad, does it? So let's just glue this one down. Okay. Like that. Now I've tried to make this as small as possible up here because I didn't want to see too much of this argyle kind of pattern showing through. So that's why I've tried to do it quite small on that loop. Okay, let's just ink it up a bit now as well. And just a bit in there for if you can see any, like that. Just get rid of those bits of wax. Oh, let's be stingy and put them into the spoon, into the spoon of wax. Right, let's have a look. So what I did the other day was I bought some of the patinas, the paint things for colouring metals and what have you. And I just then had a bit of a mass session of colouring some of my brightly coloured buttons. So here they are. And most of them worked quite well. I mean, obviously some of them worked better than others, but you know, they all worked reasonably well. So you could have like a button in there. I don't know whether that's quite right, but maybe that one. It's quite nice, isn't it? I'll just move those out of the way. We'll just then put this one down. Like that. So really super cute, aren't they? So I mean, they're also quite a good way obviously to use some of your buttons as well, you know, if you obviously finish them with some buttons. Oh, sorry, I've got those hot glue threads everywhere. Right, so let's just bring in a tag, and just to kind of demonstrate, that's how they look then as a kind of tab for a tag. So don't know which colour. I mean, that colour's pretty good because it's picking up just the colour of the flowers down there. Let me just check. Yeah, I think I probably quite like this one. Just check that we wouldn't prefer. No, I'm going to go for this one. And then of course, all you can, you know, do is just glue this all onto your tag. Aren't they just such a super way to finish off? Oh, just have to be a bit careful when you're hot gluing the wax, because of course the hot glue kind of melts the wax again, but that's fine. Aren't they such a super way to finish a tag? Just looks really, really cute, doesn't it? So I have got another couple of tags here, but I think these are actually too big. So I've got this one. But I mean, I guess what you could do is actually have it somewhere else on the tag. I mean, it doesn't have to be a tab, you know, a conventional tab. You could have it elsewhere on the tag and it looks really, really nice, doesn't it? So I might have that one on there or on here, just because it ties in that blue of those flowers. So let's just pop that one down. Like that. So yeah, I just thought these were absolutely awesome to, you know, finish some pieces off. Great use of your ribbons and such a cute, cute, cute embellishment, aren't they? Just really, really love them. Yeah, really, really like those. So yeah, that's my little idea for using up some of your ribbons. I do have another idea. I haven't done a video for it yet. But another thing planned for using up some of your ribbons. So, you know, if you don't have too many, don't use them all. Keep some for our next project. But these are great for your ribbons that aren't too wide. So, you know, I mean, I've got some ribbons obviously that are, I'm trying to find one now, but you know, much wider like this. I mean, yeah, it's too monstrous to obviously use for this. So your ribbons that are, I don't know what size these are, but I don't know, 1/2 inch is that? they're just perfect for this. And yeah, just have a lot of fun. I think you can, you know, do loads of different things with these. And, you know, of course, they don't have to just go on tags. They can go on any of your pieces or just on a page on their own. So I hope that you like them, and I hope it's given you some ideas as to some other things that you can do with your ribbons. And yeah, have fun having a play around with them. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you guys again soon. Thanks then. Bye.